the pros and cons of it, what's helpful for, and then what it's appropriate for, right? We don't want to oversell it and say, this is like the cure to everything, nor do we want to not acknowledge those difficult things about, it's just different. It's not mainstream, right? Just quickly, obviously, the kettlebell is very versatile. So you can train all the different qualities with it, but you got to really understand what makes it actually different than a dumbbell, right? Because you can just say, yeah, I can do this with a dumbbell. But there are very specific things that are different about it that we know how to leverage to get more out of it. In your experience, let's say dealing with shoulders, I just work with people in pain all day who are scared. I work with people who are scared and in pain every day, but we get them to do this because there is value to it. I don't want to do it just to make them do it, but there's value to it. And there's also a way to make them comfortable with it. So we want to focus on those things. And there was a phase in my career where that's all we did, and then we found all the weaknesses. Stuff that just doesn't get trained that well, even though you say it's a full body thing. It trains everything, but it actually doesn't. Because once you put the thing to the test, it didn't hold up. So there's pros and there's cons, and upper back doesn't get trained as well as it can be. It promotes kind of being here a lot of times, especially if you don't have feedback to give them. Like, I can coach you into this position, but if I didn't see you, then I don't know, right? So that's a big, I think, a shortcoming. Also, a lot of, especially a lot of dancers here, you guys probably see this really quickly, is the heels are down all the time. So the calves don't really get trained. You don't really leave the floor. But we also had a teacher who was really into sports performance, and he taught us how to start to weave those concepts in. So you can work on things. We take sports science concepts that are really about training like professional athletes and performance and stuff, and we've learned how to supplement all of that and kind of weave it into how we teach the kettlebell. Yeah, basically, if you understand the exercise science principles, you can use the kettlebell for strength, stability, power, speed, endurance. They're all different, and the workouts look completely different. There are workouts where you only do 10 reps total for the whole workout, and you'll get smoked. And then there's workouts where you'll do 10 reps every 30 seconds, and then you'll do hundreds of reps. And we'll talk about all the different details around that. And then there's also a lot of details around specific muscle groups, how the neurology of the body works, how the motor system works. As you guys mentioned, it's it's different in that there's ballistics. You guys understand the term ballistics, where it's a fast-moving object. That's the allure of it, and that's the danger of it, but that's also the benefit of it. So because you have to kind of respect that part of it, there becomes an environment where people don't just go and just jump in. There's almost a dojo mentality, which is, you walk into a martial arts place, you walk into a boxing arena. The first day of boxing class, you don't step in the ring, right? You'll get rocked, right? And that's what happens with the kettlebell. And that's the same thing that'll happen. You got to learn the dance steps. You got to learn the alphabet before you start doing these things. So a lot of what we'll go through today is how we teach and introduce all the movements, how they build on each other, and how to kind of put guardrails around that teaching method so that even if you can't see them, you'll probably get a good amount of confidence that it's happening safely. And we believe if it's not happening safely, it's not going to be happening effectively. So we don't really believe in trading off health and performance. They're kind of tied together. That's, when I work with pro athletes, it's not like, oh, cool, I'm going to make you faster, but your knee's going to hurt, you can't play. Right? That doesn't work for me, especially as a physical therapist. That's like the opposite of what I have to do.